Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Radosveta Vasilewa and I'm a scholar and social activist. Today I will be raising concern about Bulgaria's presidency of the Council of the European Union. Believe it or not, in January 2018, Bulgaria's government would assume the rotating presidency of the Council of the European Union for a period of 6 months. So what does this even mean? So when the government of an EU member state assumes the rotating presidency, it determines the agenda of the Council, it sets a working program, and it chairs the meetings. So how important actually is this? Well, ideally it is a chance for a member state to promote policies it truly cares about, but it doesn't work that way in practice because politics comes into play. When Malta, for instance, was presenting the report on its presidency before the European Parliament earlier this year, only 30 out of 751 members of the European Parliament were present. And yes, you heard right, only 30 out of 751. So as it has already been pointed out, the presidency matters more if you're a big state such as France or Germany. For smaller states like Malta or Bulgaria, it is just an extended advertising campaign. So let's see, what can Bulgaria's government advertise? In 2015, a survey by Eurostat discovered that Bulgaria is the unhappiest nation in the European Union. Considering that Bulgarian people are really nice, Bulgaria has rich historical heritage, beautiful nature and great food, you would wonder why we are so unhappy. Well, here are a few ideas. First of all, Bulgaria has the lowest GDP per capita in the European Union, which makes it the poorest country in the European Union. In addition, ever since Bulgaria joined the European Union in 2007, foreign direct investment has been steadily declining. As you can see on the graph, it's pretty catastrophic. So why is that? Well, first of all, Bulgaria has severe problems with lack of rule of law. Second of all, the expropriation risk is pretty high. That's why it's not surprising that there are a few pending cases before the Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes in Washington, D.C. And third of all, Bulgaria has severe problems with corruption. According to Transparency International, Bulgaria not only is the most corrupt country in the European Union, but it's even more corrupt than failed states in Asia and in Africa. In fact, corruption is so deeply rooted in the mindset of Bulgarian politicians that recently Bulgaria's Minister of Justice said that she thought that crime and corruption were two different things. And yes, she will be presiding some of the meetings during the presidency. Now, it's also worth mentioning that Bulgaria has severe institutional problems, and that's why there's no confidence in Bulgaria's institutions. Bulgaria's prosecution, for instance, currently benefits from just 6% public confidence. Bulgaria's courts benefit from 8% public confidence, and Bulgaria's parliament from 9% public confidence. And of course, international organizations are aware of these issues. The Council of Europe has raised concern about the lack of separation of powers and the legitimate pressure on the judiciary. And in that light, we should also emphasize that Bulgaria has lost most of its cases before the European Court on human rights. The country is torn by scandals all the time, scandals about corruption, illegitimate pressure, etc. So as you can see, the macro picture doesn't look promising. Let's take a look at the specifics too. Each presiding member state has to determine priorities it wants to focus on during the presidency. Bulgaria hasn't set its priorities in stone yet. Over the summer, they were talking about consensus, competitiveness and cohesion, which obviously appears quite vague, but recently they started having a better idea. Now they're talking about economic development, digital single market, security and justice, and of course leading the Western Balkans. So for lack of better clarity, let's work with these. Does Bulgaria's government have the capacity to lead in those areas? Well, economic development. As I already mentioned, Bulgaria is the poorest country in the European Union with the lowest GDP per capita. Bulgaria also has declining foreign direct investment and certainly knows how to chase investors away with corruption, expropriation, etc. So clearly capacity to lead on that one. Digital single market. Now, here I need to ask you, have you heard of DESI? DESI, it's not a girl's day. DESI is an index. It stands for Digital Economy and Society Index, which tracks the digital competitiveness of each European Union member state. Now, Bulgaria has this 27th place out of 28 possible. Obviously, a capacity to lead in that area as well. Security and justice, well, that's pretty embarrassing too. As I said, we have institutional failure, no public confidence in institutions. The Council of Europe criticizes Bulgaria for lack of separation of powers. Clearly, Bulgaria is the country to ask for security and justice. And now, going to the Western Balkans, my personal favorite priority, and because I happen to be in Serbia at the moment, it's very tempting to draw comparisons between the two countries because they have the same population and very similar GDP. But let's see, can Bulgaria teach Serbia anything? Well, according to the Corruption Perception Index by Transparency International, Serbia is less corrupt than Bulgaria. In addition, if you take a look at this graph, you would see that Serbia has more foreign direct investment than Bulgaria. And this is a country which is not a member of the European Union, it's not a member of NATO, and it's been torn by wars, and still foreign investors have more confidence in the Serbian economy than in the Bulgarian economy. That's pretty revealing, I would say. Now, according to the World Bank, more Serbians use the internet than Bulgarians. And this is also quite interesting because Bulgaria wants to be a leader in developing the digital economy. So this is somewhat disturbing as well. In addition, Bulgaria suffers from greater, I would say, brain drain than Serbia. According to official statistics, there are more Bulgarians working abroad outside of Bulgaria than in Bulgaria because, well, everyone left because of everything I already mentioned. And last but not least, Serbia has considerably more freedom of speech than Bulgaria. According to the Freedom of Speech Index by Reporters Without Borders, Serbia is 66th in the world, while Bulgaria is 109th. And this may explain why you may have not heard of some of the data I just discussed. So why does this matter? Ultimately, the presidency is not that important, but it's deeply disturbing that Bulgaria's government will be presiding the Council of the European Union. Bulgarians are the victims of their governments which have driven the country to a catastrophe, and so Bulgaria's government setting the agenda and chairing meetings of the Council of the European Union is just a travesty. If you're willing to read the full version of my article, please go to my personal blog, radosveta Vasileva.blog. Otherwise, thank you for watching and see you soon.